Hello, and welcome to the Airmen Presentation. My name is Flight Lieutenant Juliet Lewis. You've expressed an interest in joining the Royal Air Force. This presentation is designed to help you understand what life is really like in the Royal Air Force, as well as how to best approach the selection process itself. If, at the end, you still wish to proceed with the process, I will give you some guidance on what you can do next. It's important for you to know and understand the role of the Royal Air Force. Over the next few slides, I will be talking about the following bullet points: responding to threats, prevent conflict, watching the skies, delivering aid, working in partnership, and combating cyber threats. Respond to threats. The Royal Air Force is working 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and on a global scale. Our main duty is to protect the airspace, and we work closely with the Army and Navy to cover all bases. Also, within the UK, we have the Quick Reaction Alert, who are based at Coningsby and Lossiemouth, where our typhoons always protect the airspace at all times. Prevent conflict. The Royal Air Force is aware that it's better to act defensively as opposed to offensively in order to protect the UK and her allies. We try hard to identify and manage any threats, and currently we are working across 4 continents. Watch the skies. As I mentioned before, Quick Reaction Alert monitors the potential threats to UK airspace. It is important for you to understand what QRA means and what job it performs. There's a lot of background work to it, and it's a combination of state-of-the-art static radar, mobile units, aircraft and satellites. Bigger picture, it also incorporates an awful lot of trades and branches. It takes the suppliers to feed everybody, it takes the engineers to fix the aircraft, as well as the pilots who are flying the aircraft at the end. We also use air surveillance and control systems, force providing vital early warnings of potential threats. And we also extend this to threats in space. Deliver aid. The Royal Air Force is committed to helping people in times of need during a crisis. We understand that we have the manpower and capabilities to get to affected areas quickly and provide vital aid. We also support government agencies and emergency services on UK operations. The Royal Air Force prides itself on its whole force approach. This means we collaborate with different people from different sectors such as the government, military, and civilian partners. We train with all NATO allies, maintaining good relationships with all, and we also advise and train other governmental organisations. Combat cyber threats. Cyber threats are becoming more and more prevalent in today's society, and a successful attack could prevent us from protecting our UK airspace and provide air power overseas. Therefore, we are committed to protecting the UK's air and space capabilities, and our cybersecurity specialists are working to combat such threats. Every person in the Royal Air Force is expected to abide by the RAF core values: respect, integrity, service and excellence, known as the acronym RISE. This means that every individual will be striving to do their best, and it means they should have ultimate trust in those that work around them across all the rank structure. So what personal qualities are the RAF looking for? Well, we are looking for individuals who can work within a team. As discussed earlier, this team can be comprised of many different people, such as contractors, reservists, as well as people from other military organisations. We're also looking for good communication skills. You might be the one that's entrusted to impart a vital message, whether it be in writing or verbally. We're also looking for integrity and honesty. You will be entrusted with some of the most valuable assets that the RAF have to offer, the most valuable of all being people. We also expect a good level of fitness. This is so you are highly deployable at all times. We're also looking for motivation. All these points listed below, they require your motivation to make them work. We're also looking for smart appearance. The RAF is known for its uniform, and it is important to look smart at all times. We also like to see leadership. It's important that as you go through the ranks, you understand about leadership, and you understand that as well as to lead, you have to follow. And so followership is also very important. We're also looking for self-confidence and self-respect, 2 very important assets that will keep you going forward as an individual. Being in the Royal Air Force does come with its challenges, and so over the next slide we're going to discuss some of the challenges and how they may affect you. Being away from home and deployments. Straight away, if you're successful after this process, you'll be sent away from home to start basic training. This may be good for some, and it may not be good for others. So it's important to realise whatever you're going through, you must also help your peers through the same problem. Some people may have an elderly relative, they may have children, they may have things at home that draw them back, and they may find being away particularly difficult. Deployments, you may be away for months at a time, and so you need a strong family network around you or friends to help you through this period of time. Discipline. Discipline is a challenge because it comes with an added responsibility that civilians don't have. Whilst we are obliged to follow the common law, we are also obliged to follow the Armed Forces Act. Now, we are not here to trick you. Everything that is expected of you will be in writing, and you will be given the chance to read and understand what it is you should and shouldn't do. But it is an extra challenge that civilians are not partial to. Additional duties. These are a challenge because there are duties on a station that need undertaking that don't fall under anybody's particular branch or trade. The reason it's a challenge is because this will come in addition to your normal working day. So you may be busy all day and have an additional duty to complete. And this will have to be done in your own time. The sorts of additional duties I'm talking about may be in charge of a barrack block for junior ranks. You may be a secretary on a committee. You may be wanting to organise a summer ball or a Christmas function. All these things need doing and will get done in your own time, which is a challenge. Also, security. Ultimately, you are joining an organisation that comes with an element of risk, and you need to be aware of this at all times so you are savvy in regards to your social media and who you're talking to. However, as well as the challenges, there are also many perks to being in the Royal Air Force, and we will discuss these over the following slides. Let's start with pay. When you join the Royal Air Force and enter basic training, you'll be on just over £15,500 a year, and this rises to £20,000 after you graduate from Phase 2. Your wage will then rise in increments on an annual basis, and for full guidance on pay and pension, please visit our RAF recruitment website where you can find out some more details. Pride. You will be proud to be part of the Royal Air Force. There are many opportunities in which to express this, and personally I volunteer for all the parades that I can and other duties, such as doing a reading in Westminster Abbey in front of Prince Charles and being selected to talk with Hugh McGregor for Battle of Britain documentary. Lots of opportunities, and you will find that serving your country and being part of a team is exceptional. Welfare and family support. The Royal Air Force recognise that people can be adversely affected in all sorts of different circumstances, and also recognises the fact that people are the most valuable asset, which is why we have personnel support officers who are trained and able to signpost people to different agencies that may help, such as the Royal Air Force Association, the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund, and other external agencies such as Relate. We also have organisations on to hand that can help the immediate friends and family of a serving person. SAFA is there for anyone within the serving person's circle who may be suffering in the event of a deployment. Education, training and skills. The Royal Air Force is committed to help you throughout your career develop and educationally develop yourself in order to be able to perform your job to its best and providing a stepping stone for when you want to leave the services. The Education Centre is on hand to answer any questions that you may have about any courses that you may wish to undertake. Sport and fitness. The Royal Air Force has over 45 different sports clubs affiliated to it. This means that you can try a plethora of different sports clubs at a fraction of the cost that it would in Civvy Street. And once you found a sport that you enjoy, you could join the club, perhaps become part of the committee, and you could also advance through by becoming perhaps an instructor or a coach. The RAF also has gyms that are open 24 hours for you to visit and enjoy. Video Gaming and Esports Association. There is a distinct advantage for the Royal Air Force in having an association for video games and esports. Control systems for modern aircraft are designed with a PlayStation in mind, and gamers have cyber skills which has made them very useful recruits for careers in information and communication systems. Living accommodation. Whether you plan to live on your own or with your family, the Royal Air Force will be able to provide you with accommodation to suit your needs. This will be at a reduced rate and will have no extra charges such as water or electricity. The Royal Air Force also has an initiative called the Future Accommodation Model. This initiative is designed to help you get on the housing ladder throughout your career and not be impeded by the cost of moving quite frequently. As expected, there are many opportunities to travel whilst being in the Royal Air Force, and the next slide will discuss some of them. Royal Air Force personnel are deployed across the globe. The destination of deployments can vary year on year depending on where you're required, and the length of time that you'll be deployed for may also vary, such as it might be 3, 4, potentially 6 months long. Overseas sports tours are also another way in which you might travel. Should you become involved in a sport, the training may take you abroad because it's suited to that sport. For example, I was part of the RAF snowboarding team and it took me to Switzerland, Canada and France. I was also part of the RAF wakeboarding team. That took me to Thailand, Washington and also France. Adventurous training is another way that you can travel, whether it's in the UK or abroad. Adventurous training covers such aspects such as mountain biking, kayaking, rock climbing, as well as walking. If you want to become further involved, you could be an instructor. And so if an adventurous training expedition is organised, they may phone you up as a mountain bike leader, for example, and request your services. Exercises. The Royal Air Force often go on exercises to test their skills quite frequently. This might be on their own, or it could be with other organisations, even such as NATO. Studying overseas is something that we also do, and you can also go to your local education facility to see what's available to you. Force development is something that educates people and also teaches them about teamwork and followership. You could go abroad or within the UK and do different things in regards to force development. And indulgence flight. Often the RAF work in other places that people serving person would like to visit, therefore you can indulge to go out and see them. The Royal Air Force offers a variety of ways in which you can join, such as apprenticeships and sponsorships. The following slides will look at apprenticeships. Apprenticeship roles. Not only will you gain a professional qualification that's recognised in the civilian world, you'll also have a guaranteed job in your chosen field once you've completed it. You'll receive the very best training, and as well as getting paid to learn, you'll also get the chance to travel the world, play sport, and perform an important role in the Royal Air Force, as well as dedicated on-base medical and dental care. The qualifications you can earn. The range of qualifications you can earn in the RAF range from a level 2, a level 3, all the way to a level 7, which is the equivalent to a master's degree. This is award-winning education and was nationally recognised as the UK's top major apprenticeship employer in 2017 by Macro Employer of the Year. To gain an apprenticeship in the Royal Air Force, you still need to meet all of the NG requirements for whichever role it is and get through all stages of the application process. You will gain the apprenticeship as part of your Phase 2 training. In total, the process of gaining your apprenticeship can last 1 year to 3 years of training. For more information on Royal Air Force apprenticeships, please see the Royal Air Force recruitment website. This slide details the following steps that you will need to undertake to join the Royal Air Force. They are not in any particular order, as this process is very much subject to change, but I will talk about each one. The first one is apply online. You have already registered your interest with Virtual AFCO. There is no commitment at this point. You are merely showing your interest and providing your details so we can give you more information. Presentation. You are currently watching the Airmen Presentation. Selection test. This is an Airmen selection test that will denote what trades will be open to you based on your aptitude. This is done at your local AFCO. Interview. You will undergo an interview with a recruiter, and I will talk more about the interview following on the presentation. Certain trades need to undergo a specialist interview. You will be told either on the website or by your recruiter if this is necessary. You will undergo a health assessment with Capita, a fitness test with Nuffield Gym, and you'll go onto a pre-recruit familiarisation visit at RAF Halton. Ultimately, if you're successful in all these stages, you'll be given an offer of service and you'll enter service on a required date. Okay, let's look at the selection interview now and how you can best prepare for it. The selection interview will be approximately 45 minutes long and it's broken down into 2 parts. The first part is all about you. This is the part that is mostly overlooked by candidates, but it's important for the recruiter to understand that you have the required attributes. Now, the last 5 years may cover full-time education, work, or even travel, but the recruiter will want to see examples of leadership, followership, impact, initiative, and so we'll ask you questions about any responsibilities and achievements, as well as any leisure activities that you have had. Part 2 is about your motivation to join and your RAF knowledge. The recruiter will ask questions about basic training as well as Phase 2 training, and will want to see that you've got good knowledge about the RAF, NATO, UK and overseas stations, as well as current deployment and your contract length. The recruiter will also want to see evidence that you have attempted to contact people who are currently serving in order to best prepare for yourself about the role in the Royal Air Force. Medical and fitness assessment. Your medical assessment will be conducted by a civilian doctor through Capita. Your fitness assessment will be carried out at your local Nuffield gym and will comprise of 3 parts: a 1.5 mile run on a treadmill, push-ups and sit-ups. The standards that you need to reach are variable according to your age and gender. The most important thing about the fitness assessment is form must be exact, otherwise you are in danger of failing it. Regarding the sit-ups, when you go up into a sit-up, your elbows must reach the top of your knees and your fingers must not leave your temples at any point. When you go back down, your shoulder blades must touch the mat. When you conduct a press-up, you assume the press-up position, and when you go down, there must be a 90-degree angle in your elbows before returning back up. At no point must your knees touch the floor, otherwise that is the end of the test. If you have any doubts about the fitness test whatsoever, please contact your recruiter who will be able to help. If you are successful with all the steps so far, you'll be invited to attend a pre-recruit familiarisation visit. This is held at RAF Halton and will be over 3 days long. You will conduct a multi-stage fitness test. For details on the multi-stage fitness test, please see our recruitment website. It details how to conduct it, and it also allows you to download an app that allows you to practice it in your own time. You will also undergo a tour of Halton so you can see where it is you will be sleeping and eating, and they will also conduct any functional skills if necessary. That concludes the Airmen presentation. Thank you for watching. However, please take the time to look through the remaining slides. They detail the different ground trades you are able to apply for, as well as details on the reserve squadron. The final slide itself is where you can find out more information, as everything I have spoken about is open source. Again, should you have any questions or concerns, please contact your local Armed Forces Careers Office for further information and guidance. Thank you and good luck.